Oh, what the heck. I'm going to tackle a sensitive topic. But I feel in the mood. Americana. America and the way that we have viewed ourselves in recent decades. Really, most of what I'm talking about is, whoa, I don't want to pull out in front of anybody. Most of what I want to talk about is the period from basically the 20th century. And, we're not very popular anymore. Not a lot of people like us around the world. And we're aware of that. And we know that a lot of it is our own fault and our own folly. And I've had some experiences in my life where I've had some periods in my life that I've done well. And one of the things that's always happened when I've been successful is that I got a little haughty and a little arrogant and a little cocky and a little, cocksure. There's a good word. And I'm afraid that, and invariably in my own case, the cycle has turned enough that I've gone from prosperity to poverty, back to prosperity to poverty, to success to failure enough times that it kind of robs one of that sense a little bit. And I think that what's basically happened in the 20th century is America's gone through that type of cycle. I mean, that's nothing new. Everybody knows that. There's the rise and fall of nations. The rise, echoes the rise and fall of political powers and generations and societies and the whole darn thing. Wow, that's too loud. Turn it off, Peter. Hold on, let me turn that down a little bit. So we're in a time now where America's basically. I'm hoping that we're going to learn some lessons and we're going to learn a little humility. we had our moment in the sun, just as Britain did as well, and nations have for in various parts of the world for as long as civilizations have existed. And I don't know what the future holds for the United States, but I can tell you this, that growing up at the height of, basically I was born in 1964, so I came into my comprehension of the world around me at a time when America was really at its height in the 70s and really through the 60s and the 70s when, we were basically doing, firing on all cylinders as a nation, and that was reflected in the way that we taught our children. And I was one of the ones raised in that children, and I was really indeed, and I can say truly raised, to see the United States as the top of the world. And we were very American-centric. We didn't think much about the rest of the world. I wasn't taught languages. They were offered in the school, but they weren't compulsory. And I was geography and history were very American-centric, and the world was basically us, and the rest of the world was a secondary thing going on, ancillary and supportive, secondary, ancillary, and supportive of everything that we were doing. In many cases, it's a very terrible perspective to confess to now. But sadly, here comes the police with their lights on. If you need any help, we'll help you. There they go. So there we go. That's where I grew up in, and it took me a while, especially living overseas, to break that out of me. And I think that Mully, I wish he was here to talk about it now. He'd know exactly what I'm referring to here. As many American expats who have spent enough time abroad will understand, especially those who have had a chance to live in a country that is very successful, such as Japan, and successful on different footing and on different grounds, and especially in Japan, coming from the near apocalyptic destruction that Japan experienced after the end of World War II. I mean, this country was Shizuoka, the place where I'm driving through right now, was wiped off the map. Firebombing. And, a lot of people know about the firebombing that went on in Europe, but it went on here as well. And the nuclear weapons that... check this out, guys. I'm backing up, and there's a camera on the car that backs up and shows me where I'm going. And it gives me a little computerized guidance thing as I turn the wheel. And I'm doing a terrible job. Don't worry. There's nobody in this parking lot. The worst I can do is hit a fence. Okay, so I go forward, and it's got a camera that shows me what's going on either side of the car. And here we go. I'm not holding it steady. See how it turns the yellow line? Guides me into place. There we go. Whop. There we go. Okay, let me stop the car for now. Okay, now let's just continue. I mean, this city was wiped off the map. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law were here and witnessed it happen, so they know all about it. And that suffering that type of an experience as a culture is one that will, and then going from that to achieving the great success that Japan achieved is a very different study in humility and pride and how they can be balanced. And the very humble nature of the Japanese is a testament to that. And Americans really haven't gone through something similar like that, but we're on our way to experiencing that now. Maybe we'll be different. Maybe the next generation of Americans will be a little more humble. Hopefully they will maintain their spirit of adventure and fun. We're fun people. We like to laugh. We like to play. We like to enjoy our life. And hopefully they'll maintain that, but also be a little more humble and a little bit more civil and better as citizens of the world. Hey, I'm back to that same sign that Emily and I were at earlier today, and I think I'll sign off from that with the Texas burger in Japan and a humble American trying to be a better man. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, Texas burger.